Okay, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Karen Simpson. I live in Scotland, in Aberdeenshire, northeast of Scotland. And today we're going to do a call and go and dive into back to basics because I've been using my Healy for 4 years, and you get into some bad habits, and then you forget about things that you did right in the beginning, because you're always trying to get the next new thing, and it's the new thing, and it's the new thing. So you actually forget what you've done right in the beginning and how to actually use your Healy to its full potential. So I'm just going to go and share my screen and okay. So okay, so one of the things that I wanted to touch on first was, in order to use your Healy, or actually not just your Healy, but anything, it's about, are you willing to learn and are you able to learn? Because a lot of people might look at it and buy the Healy, and then the expectation is that, somebody else will sort out their problems. Somebody else will tell them what programs to use. Somebody else will show them what to do. But when it comes to it, we actually have to be the ones who are willing to put the effort in order to heal us. Nobody else can heal us apart from us. So these were two questions that Bob Proctor keeps reminding us. We can succeed in anything as long as you are willing and as long as you are able. So that's how we're going to go forward today, looking at making sure that you're willing to learn, you're willing to put the effort in to actually heal you, and make sure that you're using it to the best of your ability. So this presentation is not just a one-sided thing. What I would like is, if you have any questions when we're going through this, please stop me. Let's, have more of an interactive call rather than me talking to you or telling you what it's all about. I would rather have more of an interaction. So please feel free to stop me at any time. What we're going to do is, before we start, if all of you want to run a program of the gold cycle, I'm running Relax at the moment. So I don't know if you want to join us. Karina is also using Relax, so it's entirely up to you. What you want to use. So connect yourself up to your program, whether it's be the Mag Healy or the your Healy device, doesn't matter. And then we'll just run it for the entire session that we're here for today. Okay, so what are the requirements before we start? So we've now got a Healy. We know how to operate it. Now we're going to start with a gold cycle. But before we even get to that, what we need to do is we need to make sure that we're drinking water. In order for the body to be hydrated and for frequencies to actually run, we actually need the body to be hydrated. So before we even start any program, we need to make sure that the body has got water. Water is very important because that's where information is taken from one place to another. And it means that when you are hydrated, that means the cells are nice and plump and the information is getting around. So the next thing is intention. So when you're choosing, so for instance, we're doing gold cycle today. So when we're choosing a program, so if we start with the first one, we've got to look at what is the intention of it. What is it that we would really like to get? Now, some people might say, well, we use only intention when we use like the analysis app, where you put it out there. What is it that you're actually wanting to find out? What information are you finding out? but we also need to use this intention when we're running just a program. It's not just a case of you only set an intention when you're scanning yourself, or you're wanting to find out a bit more about what is required for you and your body. This one is still, when you're using the gold cycle and the pink app, we want to use intention as well. So when we're using certain programs, it's a case of, well, why are you using that program? What's the point of it? So intention again is very important. Then we look at observe. So what we want to do is we want to actually, document how you're feeling. What's going on with you. Are you actually connecting? Are you really starting to go within and see what's going on with you before you even start any programs? And the other thing is now to document it. So if you can write things down, and you can have like a diary where you can say, right, well, today I'm running the pure program, or we're running the relaxed program. How did I feel beforehand? How am I feeling before I even start the program? And then how am I feeling during the program? How am I feeling after the program? So these are the 4 things that I would say are really important before we even, connect up to the Healy or we do anything with it. So here's basically what I've just said here. When you're writing down in a journal or something, write down how you're feeling. If you had a cold, or you're stressed, or whatever it is, write it down. Then write down the program. Which program are you using? And then again, like I said, how are you feeling inside of you before you're running it, while you're running it, after you're running the program? And then again, you write down all your details about how you feel afterwards, if there's anything changed. If you're treating pain, you're writing down how much pain did you have before and after the program. And then, of course, you're using the sleep and relaxation programs later in the evening. So just as well, we're using the relaxation program now, because we'll be getting nice and relaxed and ready for our beds. And, the other thing is that we're not tied to using the Healy, just sitting down. We can move about. But if you're going to relax, like tonight, if we're using the relaxed program, do we take time to just sit and chill out and actually get the benefit of the program? So here we go into the gold cycle. So here we can see we've got the 7 programs, and we're going to have a look at each one of them. So I did wonder why, Nuno Nina decided why the pure was the first program. And I suppose, like, the picture has got there with the gold, it's pure gold. And this program is actually pure gold, because this is where we start getting really down to the nitty gritty. So why is this one the first one? Because this is the foundation of all the programs. This is something that we use before we start any program, any, when I say program, you might have a 21-day program, you might have a 7-day program, whatever it is, you always start off with the pure, because this way you're getting your body back into balance. You're actually starting to detox the system. So it's like, how much chemicals are we taking in, how much polluted air, the toxic energy, negative emotions, even unhealthy food, toxic water. What are we actually taking in? By using the pure program, what we're doing is we're starting to detox the body, and the detox on so many different levels. We're looking at the negative emotions, all of that. So it's really imperative, really, to make sure that you run the pure program as your first program. And it's been said that we should actually run the Pure program at least once a week. So when I first started, you know, there was a protocol that was given out that you did Pure for 2 days, and then you changed over and you went to the next one, and you worked your way through it. You know, and now the consensus is, but everybody's different. So how you run the programs is different to each person. But doesn't matter which program, you know, what protocol you use, this is, everyone should be using this one as the starting game. So then we move on to the care. And we've heard, you know, there's a term that we use in English that, you know, if you don't look after you, you need to care for you first before you can care for anybody else. So what care is actually doing is it's the first step to boosting your immune system. So we have our immune system, and it's basically that shield that's against all the toxins, you know, the toxins, the viruses, the bacteria. And what we're wanting to do is like shut all that out and make sure that we have got the system, our immune system is in tip-top condition. So this is where you would run Pure first, and then we would move over to care, because what you're wanting to do is create the immune system, because that's our barrier. That's us. If we don't have the immune system in tip-top condition, that's how it breaks down. The system breaks down. So we need to make sure that the immune system is really boosted, really tip-top. So it doesn't matter what is being thrown at us, we are able to reject it and push it away. So the whole idea about having the care program is so that you are looking after you. You are reaching the care that you and your body require in order to function at the best of your ability, to have the energy, to have everything else, everything working in tip-top condition. So the care is the second program to run. We got any questions so far, Karina? Okay. So
I just want to say that I'm currently doing this protocol. I'm in day 4.
okay.
And it's very useful for me to know what would be the preferred, so to speak, order of the programs. So today I'm starting care, for example.
Okay, so have you done Pure? You did Pure
For
yesterday.
3 days.
Okay,
For
you've
3
done.
days, yeah.
And what difference has it made? What have you noticed by running it for 3
What
days?
I've noticed is very interesting. So I've noticed I've been sneezing with no reason, but I know that's the detoxing. I know
Okay,
from past experiences. That's what
okay.
I've observed.
Are you writing it all down?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, and now it's on care. So what else are you doing for you for care?
I'm not sure
Okay,
about the question.
so
Yes.
you are running the care program, but what are you doing to actually care for you? What are you doing? You know, it's all very well saying, oh, I'm running the care program, and then you're still running around the house and, you know, doing
Well,
this, that, and all the rest of it.
well, coincidentally, this is my first day of time off.
Okay,
So
excellent. Well
it's
planned.
very good. Yeah, I'm really, really planning to have a lot of rest in the next days. And tomorrow I want to restart working out, for example. That's an important segment that I want to do.
Okay.
And I'm hydrating, and it's been months, and I'm proud of it because I was that type of person that didn't have water almost at all.
Okay.
So it's been, months, I think, maybe more than 6 months. I've been hydrating extraordinarily, I may say. Those are
Excellent.
my I would say that's it for now, because I found difficult in the past to keep up with the tasks. So by creating only these 2 or 3 points in my discipline for now, it's actually a great success for me.
Excellent. Well done.
I'm building up on that. Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. Well done. I like that. Okay, so we go to balance. And balance is a tricky one because you would think that once you've done the detox and you've done the pure program, you're doing the care, so the next one on the list is balance. But actually, it's a double-edged sword. So it's a case of, well, what does it mean to have balance? Balance is to make sure that our physical body is balanced. And the only time you should be using balance is actually when you are in tip-top condition. So this was something that Nuno Nina had explained that, you know, why would you want to run balance when you weren't actually in the right frame of mind? Your body wasn't in the best condition. You were still detoxing. So why do you want more of that? So they were actually saying, he was saying that the balance is not to be run until you're at a position where you're feeling in your best shape, which I find really interesting that it's the third program on the list. So it's a case of when you listen to that and you think, okay, well, yeah, why would I want to run a program when I'm not at my best? So you would actually look at it and leave balance towards the end, or to do it once you know that your physical, mental, emotional, body, mind, soul is actually on a better level, because it's only that you want balanced. You don't want all the stress and the anxiety and anything else and the aches and pains. You don't want to be running the balance on that because your body's not in tip-top condition. Your mind's not in tip-top condition. So the only time is when you use balance is when you're actually feeling well. And the next one is being. And being is all to do with the emotional side. And again, this is one of the other ones that we shouldn't be running it until that level has been actually worked upon. So it's a case of you're looking at being is working on all the emotions. So we know that the first thing that we do is we work on the body, and then once we finish working on the body, then we start working on emotions, and we've got all the different layers. So it's a case of, right, okay, what can we do to get us emotionally sound? And when we're working on the being, there's a lot of it that's, we could say the being is all the emotions. We could have the trauma from when we were children, from childhood, from parents, from situations that we've experienced that we've just been, we're out of sorts. We're not happy with it. And this is about looking, caring for us again, making sure that we are, you're hugged, if you want to put it. It's like putting you around and letting you know that you're okay, and that's your care, and making sure that you start working on it. And with the being program, it's actually what the frequencies are actually working on the liver, because one of the emotions that we have that's, I suppose, quite prominent when we look at the emotional trauma from childhood, parents, or situations is fear. So if we have this fear within us, we need to overcome that. So it's actually really nice to hear that when we're doing being, it's working on the liver to give us that comfort, to give us that support, that we can actually start to deal with the emotional trauma or any of the emotions that are holding us back and not being of optimal, the best we can be.
I have a question, Karen.
Yes, yeah.
So I thought the liver is more to do with the anger, not with the fear. What do you think about that?
I think liver can be lots of different things, but anger is just one of the emotions. But fear is, if, say, for instance, if you've been in a situation that you have got so much fear that you won't, it's like the fight or flight scenario.
But in my case, in the past, at least when I experienced the anxiety, it was more to do with the intestines, with the
Okay.
digestion system, with using the toilet more often. I have never had liver, I mean, touch wood, but yeah, it was
Yeah.
more the digestive, like seeing the thoughts and then, brain, and then the emotion would go straight into the digestive system. That's how I've experienced the fear.
Okay. But I think everyone's different,
I believe so.
and I
Yeah.
suppose it's also a case of if you're in a situation that you have the fear, um, does it actually, you struggle to go and do something? And when you have the fear, sometimes what happens is the mind takes it much bigger than it actually is, and you create things that are not actually there. So even though we say it's anger, that's one emotion, but the other emotion is fear, because you might be so anxious that you just don't go and do anything. And then it's a really deep seated. And then is there an anger that's really deep seated that affects you doing something, or, you know, moving forward with your life, because you're angry, maybe not at anybody else, but you're angry at yourself because you haven't pushed yourself forward.
This is, I guess, why I just wrote in the chat that I always run being when I do presentations or calls or like big trainings with many people. And I've noticed the first time that I did it, I did a webinar, and my Zoom was suddenly like broken. I had to do all kinds of downloads, so I had to get out of my own Zoom and go back in. And normally I would have, it was a call for 20 people that would have given me anxiety and fear as well. But now I stayed so calm. I just was like, well, everybody will understand that this is not something I planned. And I just went downstairs, took another computer, took my time to, get back on. And I was like, well, I will see who is still there and who is not. Well, everybody was there waiting patiently. It was not a problem at all. And since that time, I'm hooked on being for these kind of occasions, networking events, all these things that give you a bit of fear of going out of your comfort zone. That really works well with being.
Well, to be honest, I should be running being today, because that was the same as me. It's like, oh, I've got to do this presentation. How am I going to do it? Is this going to be all right? Is this going to be enough? So you actually work yourself up. And actually, when you do it, then you think, okay, so what was it? Where was that fear? Your mind had created all of that. So, and it's a case of, if you don't acknowledge that, then that's when it goes to the liver, because it sits and it like eats at you, because you think, oh, what did they think? Or, and the mind takes it over instead of actually being quite calm and collective with it, because the frequencies are running and supporting you during this whole time. So then we move on to energy. And I put this picture in for a reason, because I remember oh, I'm trying to think. It's Marcus Schmick and Christian Halfett. What's his name?
Christian Halper.
Halper, yeah. And I remember him on one of the calls, and he had the coil on, and he was running the energy program. And he was like, I've got lots of energy all day. And I thought, well, I want some of that. And as I'm learning more about the Healy, about, listening to Nuno Nina about the 7 programs, he was actually saying that it's not about you want more energy. It's what energy's inside your body. So the whole idea about the energy program is not to produce more energy. It's not going to, if I put the energy program on, I'm not going to be able to go and run a marathon. You need to use the energy that's inside your body. So we're looking at we need matter to create the energy. So we need the good, healthy food, things that are actually nutritious, that feed the system, feed the body, feed all the areas. You're looking at good quality water. You're looking at good supplements, all of that, making sure that whatever you're putting into your body is actually helping it and not hindering it. And then you're using the microcurrent to increase the ATP in the cells by 500%. So that's the energy that we're using to use this program. We want to activate the energy in the body, because when we use this, what we're doing is, it's like somebody had said, it's like your currency, it's your frequency currency. So by activating this energy in the body, that then allows the body to go and make cells for wherever it's needed. So if I need cells for the brain, if I need cells for the heart, the body then has the energy to actually do that. But if we, like I said, if we don't put the right information in, if we don't put the good food in, we don't put the good water, all of that, how do we expect to get energy? And it's also having a look at, what is our root cause for not having the energy? Why are we tired? Are we tired? Are we stressed? What is it that we don't have the energy, and we're like, oh, I think I need a coffee this morning, to give me a boost, or an energy drink, or what is it? Whatever your go-to is, what gives you the energy to get you going again? Whereas when we need something outside of us that's not good and healthy to get the energy, there's something not right in this. And then we move to relaxation. How's everyone going with their relaxation on their Healys tonight? You noticing a difference? Just that we've been on a short time, and we see what it can do for us. So Nuno Nina was explaining that the relaxation program is about relaxing the muscles and the brain frequencies. So it's a case of, when the body's full of tension, and everything's tight, or your mind and your brain is going, racing around, and you're trying to do this and you're trying to do that, and everything's just not working, or stressed out, to the hilt. What that stress is then doing is, it's starting to break down the immune system. So then that's when the colds come, that's when the flus come. Or you've cut your finger, your skin breaks out, you're just not feeling 100%. You're dealing with maybe your skin's breaking out in spots and things like that. Whatever it is, it's because the system is like, hold on, I'm running at 100%. I can't go anymore. So we need to take the time out. And this is the easy one, is to do the relaxation, and it releases the stress, which then creates the better immune system. So then we can actually, look at it and go, actually, I can now deal with things in an orderly manner, and not just have it all spinning round all the time. And then we've got release. And I like this picture as well, because for me it signifies, you know, if everything's chained up, we can't get out. We're wanting to break free. And when we use release, it's a case of we want to release the pain. It's primarily used for pain. And we want to actually use it so that we can actually get all the systems in the body actually working the best it can. You know, the lymphatics actually starting to clear it out, clean it, you know, and then you've got the circulatory system, making sure that the blood's circulating, everything's working to its best of its ability. And then, of course, what it's doing is it's boosting that cell membrane to make sure that the cell membrane is at full charge. And what that's doing is, when the membrane is at full charge and it's working at its optimum, that means that we can get the nourishment through the food, the water, you know, the relaxation, all of that is actually getting into the cells, which makes it easier to work with. Because if our cells are actually working at full potential, then I suppose we become young again. I suppose, you know, I think of, you know, we have an advert here, the Duracell battery, you know, and if the battery is charged up to its full, it keeps going and going and going all the time. And I suppose that's what we are wanting. We don't want to become old and you know, lethargic and can't get up off the chair and everything's a problem to do and walk and all that. That's just because our cell membranes are not in the best form. So what we need to do is we need to really boost up the voltage of the cell membranes, because the higher the voltage is, the better the cell is. When it starts to decrease, well, that's when all the inflammation sets in. That's when the disease sets. You've got more things, and then you've got no charge, and then the cells are dead. So it's really a case of, well, what else can we do to make sure that that cell membrane is in the best possible situation to make us whole, and how we should be actually looking at our health. Because if we don't look after the cells, if we don't feed them with the right information, well, they can't give us that information back. We don't have the energy to get out and enjoy life. We don't have the mental capacity to deal with things. And then also we've got these things rely on one thing, the cell membrane being fully charged.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
I know that release was created originally to release pain, but as a coach, I use release a lot with my clients, my live clients, and especially in my second chapter, the second week of my training, where we go into releasing everything that is not serving them anymore. I always run the full program release.
Yeah.
And time and again, I have seen people releasing like much more emotions than they normally would. I've seen them like burping, having to go to the toilet the whole time, releasing themselves on all levels. Because if you urinate, you're also releasing like old, like fear and things like that that go with your kidneys. So the release program has been the most effective. Like I yawn a lot of the time when I do the release program. So it's a physical release and also very, very much an emotional release. Especially when
And I think
when you've had like situations like with a lot of grief and pain, and you are hurt by somebody and you still carry the residue of that emotion around, right? And you can go the whole day, can feel off because of those emotions. That's when I run release.
that's really good. That's really nice to hear. And the thing is as well, all of these programs are actually working on each person individually. So it's not like, oh, well, you know, if we're running release, this is what's going to happen. No, it will actually, you know, decide what your body is, what it requires in order to release whatever it is. And like you said, it could be the emotions. yes, okay, it was targeted more for pain, but whatever those frequencies are that make up this program will trigger certain people on different levels. So it might not just be the inflammation side. It might not just be, like you said, there's still the emotions. There's what else will it start releasing? It could even be on a spiritual level. Who knows? You know, but everybody has their own journey to go on with this. So, you know, it's about, that's why I suppose it's really important for everyone to actually record this when they're doing the programs, to really, you know, if they're looking to target something specific, the only way you can actually notice what's different is actually if you record it.
That's what's so great about using the Healy. I teach people to use it intuitively. Like we have this whole program list that tell you exactly what to use it for. But if you want to use your intuition, just go through all the pages, you know, all the program group pages. And one of the programs or two of the programs will stand out to you. And that's probably the ones that you need most. You don't even need to do an analysis for that.
Yeah. And the thing is, but you know, like I looked at this and I thought, well, gold cycle, if we start off with this from the very start, if someone has the Healy for the very first time and has no idea about it, what to do, how to do it, this is really simple. And then once you start getting in tune with the frequencies and feeling it and seeing what's the change, then I think, yeah, intuition is great. Then you just look at all the pages and go, right, now which one, you know, and then just, you know, go from there. So, and everybody's different. So you can't say, well, this is the only way to do it. Over the 4 years, we've already seen how the programs or the discussion of all these programs are changing. Every time there seems to be something new that's coming through.
And can I add one more thing? I know we're not talking about sales and all things, we're talking program groups, but we had a very interesting talk earlier this week. Karen and Natalie and I. Natalie had been contacting Christian Peters, who is like somewhere high up in our team. And he said that away with all the resonance scans and all the aura scans in introducing people to the Healy. He said take release, or what was the other program?
I think energy he recommended.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
energy.
Well, energy or release, put the people on the wristbands with 100%. He's probably told you that as well. I've been working with Healy for 4 years, and I've never considered doing that. And it sounded so valid. I'm going to do that from now. To really have people feel what happens when the frequencies run into their body.
And I think as well, it's about getting people out of their headspace and getting into their body and actually feeling it for their body. They know they can feel pain, you know, but can they actually feel this? And when they feel that the frequencies are going into them, and then how do they feel afterwards? They've got something to compare. You know, how did they feel before? Then we put the straps on, we blast it 100%. Oh, I can feel it. I can feel it. And then you go, okay. And so how do you feel afterwards? Once the program's completed, and then just see how that goes. So I just wanted to go through a summary here. So again, it's drinking water prior to any program. Make sure you have the positive intention. So when you're running any programs, think about why you're running that particular program. What is it that you're really wanting to get out of it? You can use up to 3 programs per day. So if you look at 7 programs, 21 days, and then look at using balance and being to be last of the programs, even though it's not really, you know, in that same order, and then take notes and record your progress. And then let's just see what's changed. And once you start getting more familiar with it, and then seeing how these programs work, and how do you feel and what's happening, then, you know, if you're happy after the 21 days with this program and how it's working for you, then you can maybe dive into something else. And like Karina says, use your intuition and just go with it and see what is right for you. There is no hard and fast rule. You know, this is so lucrative that you can move about, you can do whatever you want. It's up to you how you want to run this, because you are different to the next person sitting next to you. So only you can decide what's right for you. Nobody knows how your body is, nobody knows how your mind works, only you do. And this is your journey, nobody else's journey. And it's up to you. What is it you want to get out of it, and how do you want to use it? So that's for tonight. Thank you. I'll just stop.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, Karen. Are there any
Thank you very
questions?
much.
There's also some people that have not been working with the Healy for a long time. Maybe some other questions about the basics of using the Healy popped up for you. Just let us know. You have to unmute, Sissy.
You're on mute.
No, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. Perfect. Really stupid question. How to switch the Healy off? I mean, if
Okay.
I switch it off in my mobile, yeah, totally out, the program out, but still the mobile, the green thing is still on.
It shouldn't actually be, because if you switch off the program, it
Yeah.
can go, but you can actually just press it
Swipe
as
up.
well.
Swipe the program away.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's
No,
what
then
I'm
it's
doing.
still
But
not closed. It's not closed. The only way to close it is when you're like, I have my app here. I will try to show it.
yeah,
I'm I'm moving away.
yeah.
Not off. For that, I have to do this. When you have this list of all your
Yeah,
things,
I know. I'm doing that.
then there's
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
It's still,
I'm doing that.
now it's off. Now it's off.
Not with me. My one, not. If I switch it off, it's still. I mean, the Bluetooth is off. Yeah, but the green thing spot is.
But then your program is still on your phone. It's
running the
still
program.
running.
No,
You
can't
need
see.
you need to clear it off your phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I tried everything. It's not working. It's
Well,
on.
we should do a screen share and see what actually
Send
what
a
you're doing.
ticket otherwise to
Okay. Oh God, how should I do it now?
and,
Okay.
let
I'm
it
now
know
in the
if there's
program.
something with the device. Does it run empty the whole time then?
Yeah, and now I switch it off. Just really like take it away. Yeah. No, I don't want to do it now, but I know
No,
how
okay.
to do it.
No, we'll maybe do it on another way, on another call.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
that's mostly, like Karina says, that's why your battery is going down, is because it's still running in the background.
You
exactly.
can do,
I know
what
that.
you can do, Sissy, is do a hard reset. Do you know how to do that?
To
A
switch
hard
off the phone,
reset.
you mean the phone? The
No,
phone.
you take your Healy
This.
and
Okay.
you push on it just
Yeah.
as long as it goes off and on again.
Yeah, okay. I tried
But
that too because
with the light it's
I
not
thought,
working because this one is empty, but you can do it that way.
yeah, I tried it already. I thought it must be also on the Healy a button or something like that. I tried that. I keep my, yeah, but
It's also
okay, I
possible
tried
to close
again
it
and we
off.
talk the next time about it, okay?
Yeah, you can close it off also by pushing hard on the bottom
Mm.
of the Healy itself. And then also the green light goes off. And then
Okay, I tried.
is closing the program, like swiping it up.
That's what I'm doing. Okay, thanks. We'll see next call. But thank you very much. That was very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Karen.
Thanks, Karen. Thanks,
Thank
Karen.
you.
Thank you.